Okay, just got done doing the upgrade on my 112 quadcopters, 114 grams with the props. So let's go ahead and do kind of a bench review of what I did to get it that weight, and just changes that I made since the last video. Last video I was running with these Emax 1306 4000 kV motors. You know, I guess I'm starting not to be the greatest fan of Emax so far, especially with these smaller motors. I've had a lot of them burn out. Anyway, when I had it on this one, I'm running 4S on it, and kept on flipping over, you know, the flips of death, brownouts. Basically, the motor was desyncing with the ESC, and came to a point where it just wouldn't fly anymore, and then that motor stopped spinning, and that was it. So what I had to do was upgrade to what I feel was just a better motor, with the RCX, bigger motor too, 1407 3800 kV. These Emax were getting so hot they're burning in my hands when I was flying, so it's no good. These, no matter how you push them, these RCX, the 3800 kV, they are just warm only when I'm pushing them to the limit. So I can't wait to get it outside. I'm also using outside for some real FPV flying when my goggles come back in. But anyway, different story, different day. But anyway, I'm using this Eagle Energy LiPo 600 milliamp battery, 65C. With this battery on this setup, since it's so light, hovering and doing moderate turns kind of quick. And my house is kind of big, so I just doing kind of medium punch outs. It's getting me 10 minutes of flight time. So outdoors, I'm thinking FPV, real FPV, I may get 7 or 8 minutes, which is pretty darn good for a quad this size. You're so used to seeing them at maybe 3 or 4 minutes, sometimes 2.5. And yeah, very impressed with this battery, and also using the 450 milliamp Tattoo, which is getting close to hovering in the house with this light setup. It's close to 7 minutes, so I'll probably do about five strong minutes of FPV flying. Other things I did to make this setup so light, these lock nuts on top, they have been replaced. They are no longer the original ones, which are metal. These are actually aluminum, so they shaved off a good 10 to 11 grams right away. And these bolts right here for the frame were replaced by FPV TV drones. He gave me the idea to go all aluminum, so I went aluminum with these nuts, and then I found these lock nuts on Amazon, and wow, what a difference in weight. This sucker's so light. And I heard a lot of problems with the 3-inch props. They say that they really can't compare it to 5-inch motors, which probably is true, but they're saying because they need to be so light to really be able to handle the turns. Well, most of the builds that I've seen on YouTube and models that are already pre-made, they're like close to 200 grams. You know, 200 grams, 170 grams, and they're saying that you need to be closer to 90 grams to compete. Well, at 114 grams, I think this one will do a really good job competing against 5-inch quads, especially with these GemFan 3052 motor propellers. I love these props. I have bullnose, I've tried the Rotor X, and just not as impressive and loud and efficient as these motors. These props are really efficient, these GemFan 3052s. As a matter of fact, I bought 3 sets of them on my Amazon, and I'll probably buy the rest of them sometime this week, or next month. So with that said, you guys better get on these. These props are pretty amazing. Also using the Eachine VT03 VTX, and the first one I had, I blew it out because there was just too much current draw going to it. So I also, on this one, installed, I don't know if you can see it because I have it taped, but I also put on a capacitor. Well, anyway, it's a 100 UF capacitor, and it actually soldered that to the battery. And do I have my box laying around here? No, but anyway, I bought a bunch of those capacitors, and that's also to clear my video feed too. So, and I think that's helped a lot because I push it hard. You're just holding it down and pushing it with the propellers off, pushing it as hard as I can, and the video feed is still smooth. Before, it was actually breaking up and getting those horizontal lines, which is really not horizontal, but those vertical lines, that was really disturbing. I also installed this buzzer, which is really loud. The ones you get with the Eachine 95, Lizard 95, and the other micros, they're so, when you go 3S on those and you try to hear this buzzer, you can't hear it at all. But you know, if you're not flying FPV, and you don't have telemetry, you know, you really need a loud buzzer to find your quad, or to know when it's time to land. And basically this buzzer is just it. And what else did we do? So I had the all-in-one flight controller, that fly tower with that F425, which is 25 amps. And yeah, I mean, I think this is a pretty good setup. Can't wait to take it out as soon as my Commander goggles come back from Banggood. Banggood's kind of doing a good job right now. I told them my problem, and they offered to replace it, so I sent it out to them. So it'll probably take me like a month to get it back. But anyway, this setup right here, if you're gonna do a micro, I think if you look into this size, this frame, if you guys want to know, I'll send a link to you. This is perfect because it's the only one. This is the smallest frame that I could find. I could fit 3-inch props and be this light. This is only 112 millimeters. I call it my Hulk 112 because it is so small, so light, but it's just a flying motor. That's all it is. So anyway, this is Scotty2Quaddy signing out. Hope you guys liked, and have any questions or comments, let me know. Take care. Bye.